Hello there, and welcome to 10 advanced tips and tricks for more success in Balatro. In this video, I have a whole lot of things that will help you in deck building, decision making, and keeping an eye out for opportunities that will make winning quite easy if you do it right. So let's get started with number one. I want to talk about jokers that have a stacking quality. You know, some of these guys, they just have an effect that keeps growing, be it the ceremonial dagger eating up other jokers, or just stuff like the supernova, which just keeps increasing the multiplier. All of these cards are served best as early as possible. They might be even a horrible investment if they come in too late. So, in short, when you come across these in the very early stages of the game, I have made wonderful success in taking these up as a opportunity to forge my deck towards two. Because, you know, if you are in the antes 1 to 3, especially in ante 1, these are super powerful, and you can just work around them. That's massive and absolutely worth taking the shot. Moving on to number two, I want to talk about two specific edition upgrades that I really find extremely game-breaking and worthy talking about. First up, the negatives. Obviously, these guys are basically good freebies. As long as the Joker itself is not too conditional, there's never anything wrong you can do about it. But the Polychrome is the one that I want to point towards more precisely. It's very easy to overlook how darned powerful these are. Put this on any Joker and you have already like 20 to 33% of your total power budget to win the game under the hood, especially in the earlier difficulties. A Polychrome modifier is massive and is worth taking lots of risks. If you can take them, if you can pick them up, do so. Obviously works as well on the on your deck itself, but on the Joker side, I have found to have a very big love for polychromes as they make winning that much easier. So number three I want to talk about are a couple of tarot cards, especially the Strength and Death. So Strength and Death are two cards that I shamefully underused for a pretty long time. So Strength increases the rank of two cards, and Death allows you to straight up copy one card. The thing here is, these are two of the most powerful deck manipulation tools that come across, and they are useful for every deck. Any deck, whatever you play. Strength, obviously, is more interesting for decks that play around with pairs and straights, can really change your life there, but Strength has most powerful use when you want to go for several of a kind. Just nudge the chances towards there. You can have a lot of uses to get lots of copies of a certain card with this thing alone. And Death's special trademark is that it copies exactly the card as it is. So if you happen to come across the special edition seal enhanced card, which is really rare to come across, Death can copy. So these two tools allow you to play excellent towards poker hands which require several copies of the same. And if you want to play more towards flushes and same cards, there's other tools in the tarot cards themselves, but more about that on another end. So, moving on to number four, I want to talk about the purple seals. Purple seals are, for me personally, among the most treasured of the seals out there. I mean, they're all pretty awesome, but these are so good to put on cards that you actually don't want to play. The ones that you will discard basically always. Because a tarot card can be everything ranging from deck alteration, which will be beneficial to you, just straight up money generation because you just draw a card that just doubles your money or something like that. Or in the worst case, it's something that you don't want to use and you just generated $1 by discarding a card. There's nothing to lose with these, and the opportunity to pick a card with a purple seal or putting a purple seal on top of these is way more valuable than it looks like. So, moving on to number five. When you work with stacking mechanics, Avoid playing your runs too fast. So Supernova needs time to grow. Most stacking mechanics work worse if you don't give them time to grow. Therefore, if your deck strategy is going to go for something that needs time to grow, give it the time to grow. Avoid playing too strong cards, too strong hands early on. It's a little bit of a weird game style, also quite risky because you obviously can risk throwing the game, but it is a necessary evil if you want to get the most out of your stacking strategies. The more you do it, the more power you get out of these guys that just, you get the idea. Moving on to number 6, I want to talk about 2 specific upgrades on cards. For one, the blue seal, which will give you a planet card, according to the hand that has one, but it has to be held in hand, and the enhancement of the gold card. Both of these have a similar mechanic. They require you to keep the card in hand at the end of the round when you win. These 2 conditions are among the most difficult to fulfill and among the most greed-inducing out there. I mean, obviously, getting $3 just for having something on your hand is obviously amazing, and gold cards are serve best in masses. They override everything else, though. That's the downside, but you get the idea. And when it comes down to these seals, I can only say it's worth the pain, as it is a planet card for just what we were playing and winning with. So the best way to serve these, just to sum it up, is to try to increase your hand size somehow. This gives you reliability back and doesn't cripple your discard and draw phase too hard. So, number 7, I want to talk about stone cards. So, stone cards, I overlooked them for a pretty long time and was wondering what the heck they are good for. These are excellent companions for any deck that wants to go on small-sized hands. Because as you see there, pairs, high cards, 2 pairs, 3 of a kind, they leave all blank spaces. These here fill the entire hand, but these don't. This is what stone cards are excelling at. And the gist of it here is, if you want to play a deck that plays around 2 pairs, 3 of a kind, 1 pair, and those all odd, stone cards are really, really worth the investment. I was overlooking that, but it dawned on me when I took the shot that how stupid I was, so don't be like me. Now, number 8, I want to talk about a specific category of jokers that offer flat stats. These guys are a good example. These guys, if you want to implement them into your winning strategy, you need to give them as many triggers as possible. Everything that has no chance to grow and gives you only a very slight bonus is really hard to put into a winning strategy, because their impact is just way too low. Compared to a growing joker, they'll be a joke, pun intended, and if you want to get them in there, combine them with re-triggers, if possible. They're really, really good companions that, alongside with cards that just allow you to trigger things several times. Obviously, these are very, very rare. This is a wonderful example for a re-trigger, the Hanging Chad. With these, you can put a lot of power out of that. You can also use other methods of retriggering, but without them, these guys might fall flat, and try not to rely too hard on them. You get the idea. Now, number 9, when you have certain strategy on mind, how you want to win, like we're betting here on something like flushes, as we have a really nice strategy here, start to optimize every nook and cranny of your deck towards this. Try to get an optimization into the deck that allows you to, for example, eradicating one suit of color in your deck entirely to get more flushes. Try to keep an eye out on all the jokers that you can get. Get some upgrades out there, and probably consider upgrading into the possibility of straight flushes, which are just a massive upgrade towards a flush. And not that far of a shot away with some deck manipulation, especially with the tarot cards. It all boils down to the effort to get the most out of your current strategy, and you should not stop ever optimizing up until the very last, because I've lost most of my runs because I just got complacent and thought I had it in the bucket, but I hadn't. And this is why this is so important to keep an eye out on what's my winning strategy, what's the stuff that I want to play around, decide for one hand, two hand, three hands, ideally 2 to 3, and then focus the hell around it and try to get the best out of that, what you can, and never stop doing so. And number 10, money. Money is mandatory. You won't be getting anything done without getting more money. This means your entire gameplay. You should be always focused around trying to find methods of earning money. Be it jokers that give you a financial advantage, or a very, very good source of income for me personally are hermit cards and temperance cards. There they are. These can also give you massive influxes of money. You don't need to specifically manipulate your jokers for that. There's also card enhancers that give you that. The gold seal is a very, very good one, for example. Whatever you do, try to get your hands on whatever increases your money income, because the moment you increase your income, that moment on, you increase the chances of getting what you want, because you can manipulate the shop more. You can buy what you want, you can get for rerolls, all of that stays locked if your income ain't high enough. I mean, this can reach comical heights where you can use your money to even straight up increase multipliers because you're just earning that flippin' much. Also, don't sleep on the interest between turns. It really pays off to utilize this as well as a source of income. The only thing that I can say, you will never use the same way of generating income two times in a row. It always will be a combination of opportunities and chances that came along your way and that you took. It's really that hard to summarize because the game just has way too many methods to accrue money. But you need to do that. Otherwise, the game gets stupidly hard. Now, thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. Drop me down below in the comments what you think, what might have been added in here, or maybe you have an idea what you want to talk about. Either way, leave a like, leave a subscribe. Consider checking out also the donation links down there. Consider becoming a member of my YouTube channel membership thingy if you want to support the channel. That would really mean a lot to me. Many thanks go out to all of you who do, and especially you who are watching this video right now. I want to say thanks for taking the time to stomach my advertisements and be still around there. I really appreciate you, and have a good one. Bye-bye.